down. We're trying to detect problems and see if they're a little problem or they're about to grow into a big one. And you guys are kind of our eyes and ears on the ground and out there in the field, helping to send us that information. So thank you, and please keep it up. We do want to hear from you. We acknowledge that things aren't great, and we're working to make them better. And the system is a new one, and we get that. And we want to touch on two areas that need a little more work, especially around communications and support. We thought, hey, we're sticking with more or less the same system in a shiny new platform. Let's continue trying to do things we've always done in terms of service and support and communication from a mailbox. And we found out that email support just wasn't enough. We get about 200 to 350 emails a month historically. Over the last 4 years I've been here, it's been around there. April hit us with over 1,000, and May hit us with over 830. It happens, but we're like the guy right here in the pile. Help. So it wasn't great, and additionally we found that as the system we're building grows, we need to grow along with it. So this is part of that growth. Email isn't great, and communicating is a little bit different too, and that needs some change. So let's talk about what we're going to do to make things better for everyone. So there's a couple of cool things we're going to do. Obviously, we're going to start with weekly updates and communications, like using My Liberty, My Connections. And we started those about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks now actually. And we're going to number them. We're going to put out important, critical updates and make sure that they get to you there. That's our base camp, right? Going back to the concept of our baseline, our important starting point. Let's get the communications out there. We're going to do that every week. Additionally, we're looking at leveraging this brand new shiny platform. Salesforce is an incredibly powerful tool. Our team has gone to the World Tour in Boston. We've talked to our reps. We've viewed a lot of information. And it's a powerful tool. A lot of companies use parts of Salesforce to service large organizations, big call centers. And there's pieces of that I think that we can implement here as part of our vision to make sure that you're better informed, and we can also share information more quickly and directly to people who use the system. We're talking about looking at banner ads when you log into the system, critical updates, informational notifications in the system, leveraging surveys, things of that nature. So we really want to take a multi-tiered approach here and say, hey, let's get the information out. Let's make sure we're hitting everyone. Because one of the things we learned too, that as we grow this platform, we're reaching a greater audience than we ever did with the old ARM system, where we would just send out an email to a couple of department numbers in SPG. But there's a lot more people that rely on the system, right? You got the reps, and you got the branch, and you've got the DRC and the CRC, and you got reporting, analytics, and people you wouldn't think initially maybe that rely on this information reliably. We need to do a better job with that. And so there's a lot to come on this, but I wanted to quickly just take that time and say, thanks for being patient. Thanks for giving us the information. Keep it up. We do need to hear from you. And we are going to do some really cool things coming up, and we're going to keep you informed. So with that said, let's talk about partner onboarding with Salesforce. How we leverage and evolve our work through the new platform. We're sticking with a really great vision here because it's a significant investment at SPG with this platform. And I think it's going to yield a lot of benefits when we talk about onboarding, automation, getting data to you faster, getting it to you on a mobile device, talking about making sure that the information is coming from one place. If you need to look something up, if you need to compile information and insights, getting it from one source instead of several and having to compile it and wait maybe a month for a report to come out. So let's talk about the near term, maybe the next year or two, how we want to continue working on things. So pre-sale. Right now, as a lot of you know, there's not just one Salesforce instance out there. There's a very reliable lead prospecting instance of Salesforce out there, and other folks do lead prospecting in other ways, but it's not all in one place right now. But we're going to, this year, take the first step and try to bring over that old Salesforce, the older, yeah, thanks, Eric, that Salesforce instance and pull them into our instance. It's a first step. They're not going to probably talk to each other right away, but we're at least going to clear up some confusion where you've got two different sales forces and which one are you talking about and what am I doing in one and why don't they talk to each other? We definitely see the problems there. So lead prospecting and conversion, the pre-sale piece, and it's just the first step. We want to bring that over next year maybe. We'll talk about integrating that so there's a real smooth one-click identify an opportunity, have a lead ready to go, get a client number fast, right? That's what it's about. That's the service we want to bring to you. And that's time to market, right? Right now we want to get time to market down to 2 days this year, maybe even faster going forward. The second part is onboarding, right? So you've got that lead, and, like I just said, 2 days, maybe faster. Get a client set up. If there's state filings that need to occur, my team does that MA filing piece, and there's a couple of others out there that we support. And of course, releasing a client so it can be quote, you can get that quote and bind activity done. Make it happen fast, make it smooth, less confusion, and if you need an approver somewhere or approval somewhere, let's look at making that a better process. Instead of finding out who do I got to go to, are they getting it? Are we waiting on an approval? What about a reminder? Things like that. We're going to get there. Some of that probably sooner than later. And of course, the main piece here, the CRM aspect, being able to make sure that we're managing the life cycle of a partner in the system, right? Onboarding, determination, and then reactivation. And what does it mean? All those statuses and making sure that there's not data that's missing. It's fresh. And when we deliver data to DOI and other market conduct review situations, it's something we can rely on. And communication is absolutely important. There's CAT communication pieces of this that we worked on and touched on. We need to finish that out. Tracking a group through, being able to easily report on groups and drive insights from that. So these are all important aspects of the system, some of which is there, some of which is kind of in its infancy, but continuing to evolve and iterate. Again, we're working agile. We have a great IT team behind us, but we're working agile, and part of that is iterating and getting better over time. And once more, of course, something that we always have to keep in mind is that while Salesforce is going to have a lot of things in it, it's not going to be the only place where data exists. And we feed a lot of other systems that are downstream, and other products and groups and services rely on this information. We want to make sure that's correct. We don't want something to break and something to be missing downstream. And that's one of the issues that we're facing right now, something we have to fix in a couple of areas, but making sure that's there. And of course, one of the biggest ones that's going to be on our radar, especially when we think about, okay, we've got all this in place, what about a 360-degree view of opportunities and partners? We'll know what we're doing in SPG. What about the other SPUs out there? We've been working with them, and a lot of them are using Salesforce too. And the cool thing is, Salesforce can talk to Salesforce. So if you're working something, you're not wasting your time, or you're hitting it more efficiently. What's the other groups doing? What's the other SPUs lead prospecting and sourcing? And maybe what they're doing is something you're already doing. Because ultimately, you don't want someone out there saying, we talked to you guys already. Don't you guys talk to each other? We don't want that to happen. So that's the vision that we're driving here. We're putting all this goodness inside of Salesforce. What are some of the key principles that we want to get out of it, right? Country road, take us home to the place we want to be. That's the theme. So, again, you got some guitars here for the Nashville. Issues getting fixed. As the team that supports Salesforce, our goal continually is to iterate better, making sure that you can communicate issues to us, we know where they are in the queue, and they're getting looked at, worked on fast and quickly. You're not going into a black hole, and you're going to see what's going to happen with that. It's going to be great. Work being simplified. Again, going back to smoothly being able to manage the work in the system. So you're not spending your time doing that instead of something else that you really want to focus on. And again, things getting faster, time to market, whatever processes that are there, automating them if we can, at least making them less difficult, maybe touch-free, and leveraging the technology. There's a lot to Salesforce. I think we've started to wade into the Salesforce pool. But there's a lot of cool things out there that a lot of other companies are doing. Even other parts of Liberty are doing this, Salesforce that we haven't done yet. And we want to learn our lessons. We want to interface with those groups from my team's perspective, from my team's perspective, and within the other business groups. And say, what are they doing? What are the best practices? What are some cool features? And when you're giving us feedback, say, hey, I used Salesforce in a prior role, a prior company, or a different part of this Liberty. Or I talked to farmers, or I saw another company, or you know, what could we be doing better? We really want to learn that. Oh. So that's Salesforce. That's my update. I'm going to turn things over to Keith now. He'll talk to you about the system side. And I think we'll get to questions.
Yep. After that. Everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, good. So I'm Keith Morneau. I'm with the Systems and IT Technology team on Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I've got a couple slides here today to talk about a couple different flavors of the technology setup. Not all partner onboardings are created equal, and I tried to bucket them out here into two big categories. This first slide here just talks a little bit about our evolution of what I would call our more traditional onboarding, where agents are going to be quoting and binding via our Customers First platform. So the same platform that the DRC reps and the local sales reps are using as well. So a little bit of an evolution here. You can see, just going to do a little bit of history here. If you had asked a couple of years ago when